Throughout my career of journalism and activism, we have all seen tyranny and corruption. What keeps me up at night is the thought that if they can do this to me, someone with immense amount of support, a platform, and resources, what are they doing to the people without those things? That is where Attorney Shield comes in. Hey, what's up, guys? Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. I'm sure some of you are coming from the redirect from Lackluster channel. Amazing video he put together. So without further ado, I want to bring up the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Lackluster. How are you, my friend?
Hey, good. Good to see you. Thanks, everybody, for joining.
Let's make sure I have the comments up. I'm really excited to have each and every one of you here. If you can, take a second to hit the like button and share this video so the reach can go. We need this video seen by as many people as possible. This is 100% a game changer. So I'm sure most of you have already seen the announcement video on Lackluster's channel. An amazing job he did with that video. I'm very proud of him to have to call him a partner into this in this venture we're doing to try and save the public from bad policing throughout this entire country, tyranny and corruption. So if you haven't seen that video, it will be linked in the description and the pinned comment below. Be sure to go check that out. So I guess we should just get right into it. At the end of this live stream, we'll do a quick Q&A for any questions. I saw a bunch of questions in the premiere chat on your video, so we just want to make sure we get to all of those that we can. So first and foremost, we're announcing Attorney Shield. As you might know, Attorney Shield is a service that it's going to be an app on your phone that you hit a button and you have an attorney in 30 seconds or less, and they will represent you, and you be quiet, exercise your Fifth Amendment right. And most importantly, while that attorney is connecting, and once it's connected, there will be a video that will be streamed to the cloud, secure server, and the police officers won't be able to turn off your phone. You wouldn't have to enter in a PIN. This is a game-changing app for transparency and accountability within our government. I absolutely love the idea. This is going to be game-changing. So, Lackluster, before we get into the questions, I just wanted to ask you, what are your favorite? This is our company. I just want to make that clear. I saw some comments in the premiere that we were doing this on commission based, and I have never done a sponsorship on my channel, only because I've never had opportunity to work with a sponsor that I thought brought real value. This is not a sponsorship. This is our company. This is Lackluster and I's company that we formed in order to protect each and every one of you Americans throughout this whole country. So with that being said, there's no commissions to be made here. This is our company. We want to bring it to you. But Lackluster, what are your favorite features of Attorney Shield?
Yeah, I think number one was is the PIN. Overall, that was like the first thing I tried to build. Man, it's been probably a couple of years now. An app where you could record with the screen off even, and then they couldn't turn it off without a PIN number. And the first of those, recording with your screen off, is pretty much impossible, especially on iOS. But that PIN code to prevent them from stopping the session is just amazing. I think it's one of my favorite.
Right. For me, it has to be one of my favorite. There's so much I love about this the service, Attorney Shield, and I'm so excited about it. I really am. I think it's going to be game changing, and I know it is. And my favorite feature would be the emergency contact. So when you enter an emergency contact, say it's as a father and a husband, I have a really big family, and I put myself there where my teenage daughter or my teenage son is out driving for the first time, and they get pulled over by law enforcement, and they just hit a button, and not only do they have an attorney within 30 seconds and the video is recording, now they also send an alert to my phone with their geolocation and what kind of service they requested, what kind of assistance they requested. And I think that's absolutely invaluable. I really do. So, at the same time, I just wanted to make sure that, my family's safe. I think that's invaluable again. And the price point, I think the price point, we talked about this when we were, we've been talking about this for a very long time now. And, the price point was very important for us because we want this to be on every single person's phone.
Yeah,
That is
I mean, across America, before we even get to the price point, I want to make something very clear too, because the name is very similar to Legal Shield, and has nothing to do with Legal Shield, and it's probably going to be one of your guys' first questions: is this a multi-level media marketing scheme or whatever? I'm not inferring that that's what Legal Shield is, but no, it is not. We're not asking anybody to sell anything. We're not paying anybody anything, or any of the of you guys anything anyway. The lawyers would get paid, but Legal Shield typically handles all of the back end legal stuff. So if you need a divorce or you need to file something in court, you tell them a bunch of information and they put your information on a form. So you fill out their form and they put their form into the court's form and then charge you a bunch of money for that for some reason. But no, nothing to do with that. We don't do any of the backside legal service stuff. It's all front end right there in the moment. Oh my gosh, cops pulled me over. Like, sorry, I'm kind of hogging the mic right now, but
right.
A lot of people have told me like, oh, you're not really part of this community because you don't do audits, and you're absolutely right. I do not do audits. I get so upset. I get triggered very easily in these situations, and I'll say things that I cannot say here on this platform, and that's one of the main reasons I don't audit. And this is my place, though. I'm good at what I'm good at. So, but because of that, and because I know that there are tons of people out there like me that also cannot handle these situations properly, I would personally benefit from this app, because even though I have all the knowledge, I speak it all day, 6-7 days a week, most weeks, I still would stumble and fall in an actual encounter.
Right. I mean, people ask me all the time, like, how do you remain so calm, and cool, collected? It's not easy. It's a lot of practice, but fortunately or unfortunately, we all don't have a lot of practice when it comes to dealing with law enforcement. That's probably very fortunate. But in the times that you do, you want to have representation there, because not only now are you exercising your First Amendment right to record the police in the course of their duty, but you also are exercising your Sixth Amendment right to have an attorney present throughout questioning. So if they somehow try and violate your rights, then it becomes, at the end of the day, I think it's super important that, and we'll get to the questions in a second. I'm seeing a bunch of questions, but you're recording the police. That's going to a secure file. To a secure cloud. They can't turn off the app because it needs a pin to be turned off. It's so secure. You have a lawyer there. You just remain silent. Every order you come with like a little folder, and stickers that, you put your registration and your insurance in. You hand it over to the law enforcement officer and you remain silent. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. And you have an attorney. How many people, Lack, have emailed you and said, this happened to me, but I don't have any recording of it? And that's, it happened. People email me all the time, this happened to me. My rights were violated, but I didn't record it. And I understand
every
that.
day.
Every day. And I understand that, because a lot of times when you're in that situation, you're not really thinking about recording. Your adrenaline is pushed up. You just want to get out of the situation as quickly as possible. So you're not thinking to record the police. But with Attorney Shield, you literally have a service where you hit a button. It's doing everything for you, notifying an emergency contact, recording, sending it to the cloud, and having an attorney all in 30 seconds or less. It's amazing. It's an amazing application that's going to change the way policing is done in America. That is not said lightly. I truly believe that. We'll get into the price point. So let me look at some of these comments really quick, just because the super chat will go away with Ozzy purchase triggers. So this person says, Esco House, what happens if the police take your phone while it's recording and goes beyond the first 30 minutes free because they can't shut it off? Awesome. That's a great question. And this is a question that Lackluster actually posed in our meetings. So you could answer this one.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, originally it was 15 minutes. We were going to say like 15 minutes is free, and then it starts charging after that. Right. But because the traffic stop thing, them being 12 minutes, was so close to 15 minutes, we're like, we should push it to 30. So we pushed it out to 30 to make sure that everybody's pretty much covered. Even if they bring a drug dog to come sniff your car or something, you're not going to get penalized, right? And then far as I have to reread the question. Sorry, what happens if they take your phone? Okay, so if they take your phone, they can't stop the call. They're still I mean, if they put it in their pocket, then the attorney's got a wonderful view of whatever they're carrying around in their pocket. That's awesome. So we're talking first, fourth, possibly Sixth Amendment right violations. That'll probably have to go through a court because something like this has never really been done. So it'll be a fun ride in the beginning, but yeah, there's really nothing much they can do. But as far as charging, the attorney who is taking the call will have the ability to end a call. So we're trying to work out exactly what happens, but the general idea is that the attorney will essentially end their portion of the call, but allow the app to continue recording until either the camera dies or it is shut off by the PIN code. That way you have like if you're arrested, the attorney can end the call, you're done. So if you get arrested at 20 minutes, you're still within that free time zone. That's great. Call gets ended by the attorney, but the camera continues to record as you go through processing and booking and whatever else, and hopefully makes it to the evidence room. And we have another Wolverine transparency situation. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I almost put it in the first video. But yeah, it's great.
Right. No. So right. So you won't be charged if the police take your phone. That is not, that would be an unfortunate situation, and we're not going to add insult to injury there. That's definitely not our goal. So we have a super chat here. Truckers stand with you. Sign me up. Sounds like that would be great for truckers. We didn't even think about that. Yeah, we didn't even think about that. But
actually, yeah, that's something like DOT inspections and stuff. I'm gonna write that down.
Exactly. Yeah, right. Write that down.
Yeah, if you guys have suggestions that you think you want an app like this to do, let us know too, because like I said, we're still in the pilot program. It's still in beta testing, so this is just a pre-sale to allow you guys to get half off discounted price when the app launches. We're looking at February right now, 2024, and some of the components are being tweaked and adjusted here and there. So if there's something that we haven't mentioned or we don't mention tonight, and you want to see it in the app, we want to hear from you. We want to know.
Right. So yeah, because it's this is a developing thing, so it's things could change, and we want to make it the best app as the best experience possible for each and every one of you out there. We really appreciate the support that we get on our channels, and again, this is something that we truly believe in, and we need the people's help. So at the end of the day, Attorney Shield is going to launch no matter what. And like you said, we already addressed, Attorney Shield, Legal Shield, two different products. One's a back-end service. This is completely front-end. I want to make that very clear. They might sound alike, but they're completely different. This is for police interactions, domestic situation, traffic stop, and anything of that nature. You will have Attorney Shield 24/7. How, trying to find an attorney at 2:00 in the morning. Good luck with that. I have a lot of attorneys, as you can imagine. Doing what I do, I have a lot of attorneys in different states and different time zones, and it is extremely impossible to get a hold of an attorney. So
yeah. I've had a couple situations where I've had to call an attorney that I'm very, very close friends with. Can't get him on the phone.
Right.
Just can't, it's just not how they work.
Mike James, with the ATF coming to people's houses and work, asking for purchased items and triggers or asking about online purchases, this is super helpful. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
With those
and
forced
in the
reset
app,
triggers.
Right. Speaking of, the Second Amendment, in the app, you could put your CCW, you could put your concealed carry permit in the app. So it will have identifying features about you and what's important and what's really going on. Like if you have any medical conditions, things that will be helpful for your attorney to see, and then he or she can relay that to law enforcement if it's applicable in the stop. But again, your job is to remain silent, shut up, don't say anything. That's the best thing you could possibly do in any of these situations. Obviously, me on my audit, I do a lot of talking, but I'm going to start doing some silent audits, and I could show how the app works when it's stay tuned. More things to come with that. So I'm just looking at some more questions here. We have a bunch of questions. So many people in the chat.
Yeah.
What if the cop doesn't listen to the lawyer? So the cop doesn't need to listen to the lawyer per se. So the lawyer's there as a buffer. So as you see in all these situations, police interactions on Lackluster channel and on my channel, like everything gets escalated very quickly, and especially ego. A lot of law enforcement officers, and I've talked to law enforcement officers, I've done trainings with law enforcement. So this is not me, bashing law enforcement in general, but a lot of law enforcement have an ego problem, and that they allow that ego and that lack of knowledge. For example, if I'm telling them about my rights and they're like, who's this punk that's telling me about his rights? I'm a law enforcement officer. I'm the law. I know what's going on. So it might be better. Hey, this is a licensed attorney. Talk to them if you want. If you don't. But I'm not talking to you. I'm going to remain silent, and I'm not going to incriminate myself. And you're being recorded. And no matter what you do with the recording, we want our dream, our vision is to where a law enforcement officer stops you and you don't have attorney shield, that the law enforcement officer is surprised that you don't have attorney shield. Because not only do you not have attorney shield, this is Lackluster Nice company. So we will be there for you on the back end, as far as if you get your rights violated, if a cop uses excessive force against you, whatever the case may be. As we all know, the mainstream corporate media doesn't cover even stories that happen to me or any of the stories that Lackluster covers. They don't care. Unless you're dead on the side of a road, they don't care. So, but we care about you. So at the end of the day, no matter what type of violation it is, if they violated your rights, I'm committing, and Lackluster is committing, to broadcast that and use that to get you help in the court of public opinion. Because I can't tell you how many times, I posted a video and the case has been dismissed, or an officer gets reprimanded. Lackluster happens to his channel all the time, does great work. And, a lot of the times it just takes, the public knowing about it. So that's another great thing. Also, if you want to talk to them about the Discord, because we didn't mention the Discord server.
Yeah.
When you sign up, you get an invitation to the Discord server.
Yeah, and to address, Farlap asked if it was available to be gifted, and I'm gonna write that down too. So, but yes, so then we have a Discord as well, and that'll be available to members, and we're trying to work in like a free area of the Discord, where you can speak to other members and just kind of hang out and whatnot. But the members area of the Discord, we will have paralegals. Well, I'm not sure exactly who will be in there, but I think we're trying to get the attorneys to actually staff that as well. Like if they're waiting for calls, there's a dead time or whatever, and all that. So
we'll be in there for sure. I'll be in there. So
yeah.
It's a great way to communicate with us. It's a great way to communicate with each other. This is more than just a company. This is going to be a community. I truly believe that. It's going to be a community where the people, we're taking back some of our power. We're taking back the power from the establishment, from the government, because there's power in numbers. And if we all come together and we all have this on our phones and we all promote transparency and accountability, and we use our platforms, Lackluster and I, to highlight these incidents. And I've seen a video where the guy was like, they had it on your channel, was like, you're going to be on Lackluster, right? Now they see the Attorney Shield logo in the corner of your car.
Yeah.
And they're going to,
on your front door.
I might be on Long Island Audit or Lackluster. I better not do anything too crazy here. So
realistically, it could get that big. I'd love to see it, obviously, because we're a big part of it, and that's always awesome to birth something that grows up. But outside of it, just if it wasn't my app, I would love to see this thing get massive, because I want it for me.
Right. And I feel the same way. If it wasn't ours, it's more personalized because it's ours now, right? It's more. I'm so proud, right? I'm so proud of the team we have around us. It's not just Lackluster and I. Obviously, we have a team around us. We have a great team around us, and it's been great. And I want to touch on the price point. So I think because a lot of people are talking about price point again when you're comparing it to Legal Shield, and it's again, they're not the same product. It's completely different. Legal Shield, I think it starts at $29.99 a month, and again, it's all back end services, to my knowledge. But Attorney Shield is less than $5 a month on the early sign up, right? So it's, I believe, what is it, $28 for 6 months?
Yeah,
so
28.
Yeah, so $28 for 6 months. Me personally, after this live stream, I'm gonna be signing up my entire family for Attorney Shield for the year. But
and in that case, it's even cheaper, because for $75 you get 3 accounts, and then $2 for
Right. So if you think that an attorney within 30 seconds and recording and sending it to the cloud and alerting an emergency contact for less than $5 a month. If you think that's too much, we're trying. We're trying to get it as low as possible. If we can make it lower than that, I would. Again, we're trying to make this accessible to everybody because lower income people need this more than anyone. Let's be real here, right? So we're trying to make this accessible throughout and the more people that do the early sign up, the more people we can, we'll try and keep these prices as low as possible. But right now, this is the early sign up, 50% off. We're trying our best to keep it affordable. This is a good question. This came up in some of our meetings. What happens when people troll for the first 12 minutes over and over again? So there's
still terms of service.
Right.
You get kicked off.
Yeah. So if you wanted to troll for 12 minutes and call an attorney and speak to an attorney and troll them, then you would just get kicked off the platform because that's not what it's for. It's for protecting your loved ones, yourself, and everyone else. So yeah, I'm trying to get to all these super chats here. How do you think good or bad police officers will react to this? I think good police officers will love it. And I've talked to law enforcement across the country already in different departments, and they love it. They think it's great.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of people, when you get pulled over, it's not a fun experience. I know I like I said earlier, I get triggered and I kind of get a little upset, say things I don't mean and blah, 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 and have to apologize later. Right. A lot of fun. It's a great thing that I'm working on. But for most cops, like if there's like a decent cop that's actually being nice and whatnot, this is going to prevent people from even exhibiting any of that attitude because you don't have to talk at all. You just hold up your window to the glass and turn up the car stereo, connect to Bluetooth, and look the other way for a while.
Yep. So we have another one. Which camera does it use? So this is a good question because at launch it will use the front-facing camera. Mm-hmm. But our partners were telling us that we will have it where it can use both cameras simultaneously. So that's going to come in a later release, not initial release, but that is going to be coming.
Yeah, right now it's like it's easier to do on Apple than it is on Android. But so we're also looking at ability to switch cameras, so you can pop it back and forth or whatever. But yeah, if your attorney's on the screen and not actually there, you want that camera aimed at the cop so that their face is on the camera as well.
So this question by Taven, we see the same laws violated. We see same rights violated. Why not just start messing with police officers' money instead of taxpayers? So I agree with what you're saying 100%. I believe in, getting rid of qualified immunity. And I wish that it would come out of there because at the end of the day, what do law enforcement officers do? They hold us accountable, right? So they're trying to hold us accountable for laws that we're breaking, law enforcement, but yet they're never held accountable for the laws that they break. And they break, laws all the time and they get away with it. They get a short suspension. It doesn't cost them anything. They get promoted. They go to a different department. We've seen all of it. And, that's very frustrating. And that's something that we can use this platform to try and, lobby against, against qualified immunity maybe. And, maybe taking a good look at qualified immunity and holding officers accountable. Because I don't think anybody should be, it's not anti-law enforcement to say, I think people who break the law should be held accountable. That's not, then that's pro law enforcement. That's pro law and order. So I agree. And this is going to help people getting sued because now it's going to make it so much easier for, it's going to make it so much easier for the people to sue and collect money on these rights violations. So the cops are not, and maybe we could use this data to help train different officers and, to help to stop. They're going to be like, this is going to stop the flow of, civil rights violations.
Mm-hmm. Man, I just saw a question that should have been answered, and I
can I see it in action first? And who owns the video, me or you? So that's a good question. So again, it's in a pilot program right now. We're looking to launch February. We're very excited, and again, that's why signing up early. You still get access to the Discord immediately, and you get the 50% discount. And this is more just like, we're trying to get this thing. We're trying to throw as much into this as possible so we can get it perfect and, really launch it and really be strong with our launch. And who owns the video? So the video, we can use the video, but we would obviously ask you for permission to use the video. So,
yeah, I mean, much like my channel, in the very early days, there were a couple times where I would use a video that didn't belong to me and I didn't get permission that was bad. But nowadays, every video that goes up on my channel is either public record, so anybody can use it, or I have permission because it is sent directly to me from the person who filmed it. And I don't want to put anybody's stuff online if they don't want me to put it up online, or if they don't want me specifically talking about it. So, yeah, if we're gonna be responsible with you and your information, your incident, your encounter, we have to continue that over with this as well. And so, as far as who owns it, I'll have to look back into it to see, like, I don't think we have like a specific right to it.
Yeah, but either way, we're going to ask you for permission, and at the end of the day, we would only show if your rights were violated, right? We're not showing, you know, a traffic stop where you just got a ticket. You know, we're just trying to expose tyranny and corruption everywhere. So I'm sure you wouldn't have a problem with that, or anyone else.
Yeah.
How is the attorney-client privilege going to be able to be done? I imagine officers are going to walk away to give you privacy. I would imagine so as well. Again, the attorney is mainly to deal with the officer. And, you know, they're not going to talk to you. They're going to be trained. Our staff of attorney is going to be trained to handle situations, traffic stops in this manner. And you're not, you know, they're not going to talk to you about personal things in front of the officer, right? The thing, attorney-client privilege. They're going to be dealing with the officer, and maybe when the officer walks away, you know, they can have a conversation with you. But again, your job is just to remain silent.
Yeah. Somebody asked, can the video be admissible in court? Yes, absolutely. And the great thing is once the attorney is finished with the call, all they have to do is sign an affidavit, and they don't even have to appear. They just use the video, and that is considered evidence.
So Katie says, so the price increases after you join. Support. You are the biggest auditors. We need your support. What a letdown. All right. So no, the price doesn't increase. You are signing up right now at attorneyshield.com, attorneybutton.com, or there's a link in the description. You know, that's locked in. You're locking in those rates. So it's not going to go up. We wouldn't do that to you. See here.
I don't know about GPS. Somebody's asking if it turns GPS on when we open the app. I'm not sure if we have that ability, but I will find out and I'll let you know.
I was recently swatted by DCF, Department of Children and Families. Allegations were brutally false. They entered my home, my kids, cop retaliation against me. This would have been a great tool. Definitely, Stephen. I agree. You know, certain situations like that, you know, when law enforcement know, when Attorney Shield becomes, you know, known throughout the country, and they know who are the people behind it, and that we're going to help you on the back end. You know, not only is there an attorney and it's being recorded, because everybody can record the police, right? You know, a lot of people forget to, or for whatever reason, don't record the police and their interactions, which we always tell you, always record your police interaction. But not everybody, you can take that to CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, and they're not going to cover your story, and no one's going to care, and they're going to run you through the system. Look what they're doing to me in all my court. You know, I have, you know, hundreds of thousands of people who support me, and they still do it to me. So that's why we need to come together.
Yeah. So somebody was asking, what's the difference between the plans? There's actually no difference except for the price. The reason that the student is priced lower is because students are typically, you know, focusing on their schoolwork and don't have as much time and opportunity to make an income. So we priced them a little bit cheaper. And as far as like poverty and people who could use this that might not have the $5 a month, we have plans for that in the future too. There's possibility for government grants and all sorts of fun stuff that are in the works that will be revealed later.
Right. So Scamcast sounds good on paper, but I'm a bit skeptical. Would love to see demonstrated in real world situation, but that would require one of you actually getting pulled over. Hope it works. Best of luck. Thanks, Scamcast. You've been a member. He's been a member of the channel for 18 months. So I appreciate him. But go ahead. You can answer it.
Yeah. So that's a hard thing, right? So so to actually see it in action, like within the next week or two, you'll see it on both of our channels. Where you'll see like a live demo of it, but it's not going to be real time because we're in the pilot phase right now. So there's not a million people running around with this app, so we're not getting a ton of interactions coming through. So it's hard to have something to show you like it's actually, here you go, bam. So once we get there, we'll start pumping those out, but we got to get there first. So
you need to include a dash cam with the subscription. Everybody should have a dash cam. And it's funny that you say that, because Lackluster and I, we were actually talking about some way to get, this is a separate topic, but I'll mention it. We're actually talking about finding a way to get a dash cam that's affordable for everybody, because dash cams are really expensive. So we're just trying to get something that's very bare bones, basic, but everybody
bare bones basic,
me.
but with the Starvis 2 sensor, within that was made within the last 2 years, and then a processor that can handle it with night and all that stuff. So like, cut out all the dumb features. We don't need any of this, like, whatever. Been working on it for maybe 2 years, been trying to find it, because I want to get a dash cam for like less than $20. That way nobody emails me ever again and says I can't afford a dash cam, because I understand, I get it, but like, man, those things save you.
So we have Bryce here. Are you looking into something like attorney sword for civil rights violation suits, like a proofreading template and advice cheaper? So I'm not familiar with attorney sword, but that is definitely something that's in the plans, to be able to help out people who have their rights violated on the back end. I'll do whatever I can do in my power that I can do. I'll help you try and find a lawyer on a contingency fee myself. If your rights are violated, it's not easy, but we could do the best we can do. But we are looking into some sort of way to handle that in-house.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people ask about the pilot program, like, what is that, and why don't we just open it up to you guys? Well, we need an unbiased crowd, for one, so we can't have just our audiences testing this thing out and saying, yeah, it's great because they did it, and whatever. So we need people who have no specifically known biases towards police one way or the other, that is because of us or whatever. So the pilot program is essentially picking random people and having them use the app, or at least have it loaded on their phone, and wait until they get pulled over, or have some sort of police initiated interaction. And if that does happen, when it does happen, then they'll be able to use the app, use the service, and then we'll be able to see how it worked and go from there.
John Banks, how do we know the lawyer will know civil rights? Because they're going to be trained. Most attorneys, obviously all attorneys, go to law school and they know a certain amount about civil rights, but they're going to be trained on these things. They're going to be trained on traffic stops, DUI stops. They're going to be, well trained on handling any situation that might occur, whether it's a traffic stop, domestic situation, no matter what. Again, this is, I think about it, what if, my sister, this is, I was telling my sister about it. She's signing up for it tonight, and for a family plan for the year. And she told me that this is perfect for her, for my nephew, that he's a teenager now and he's out, biking around everywhere, and it's getting dark. And, sometimes he's in a park or something a little late at night, and, he's starting to drive soon. And, it's perfect to have just hit a button, that something's going on with your son or daughter. And, that they're being protected by an attorney, and they have an attorney present. So it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
If you see any questions, Lack, please let me know. I'm scrolling. There's so many.
Sure. Yeah, if you got some, put them in cameras chat. If we haven't
simultaneously. I already answered that. They're not going to be, but they will be.
Yeah, it's easier done on iOS than it is on Android. So yeah, it won't be in the first release. Which, again, the first release will be, we're aiming at least for February.
Product. So a lot of people are asking, can you provide a demonstration of what this product would do? Would it be possible to publish one of these directions on your channel? So go ahead, Lack. You just mentioned that.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing that. And as soon as we have some interactions, like actual interactions where it worked with, because we could show it to you right now, and essentially and will actually within the next week, and show you, hey, here's the app, here's what happens, boom, 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 and walk you through the entire process. So look out for that. That will be coming out. However, we're waiting for more interactions with cops through the pilot program so that we can actually show you guys it in action in the real world.
Right. Scalzo Photo says we spend over $150 per month in car insurance, even if we never get into an accident. A small fee for this service is worth it for an abusive cop. I agree 100%. I pay a little bit more than $150 in my car insurance, but sure, less than $5 a month, ladies and gentlemen, less than $5 a month, and buys you peace of mind for your children, for your wife, for your, your partner. It's a no-brainer. To me, it's a no-brainer, and that's why I'm happy to be a co-owner with Lackluster. I think this is really going to change the policing in America fundamentally.
Big time.
This is a good question. Why do we need to protect ourselves from people we pay? And I don't think this is the answer. Cops need education and accountability more than we need to hire protection. So, Kyle, I agree with you. I agree that the people that we pay should be held accountable and be educated on our constitutional rights. But we've seen throughout my videos and Lackluster's videos that that's just not the case. No matter how much money they get for funding for education, and police unions are still out there that are limiting the accountability that we can have against these officers. We need some sort of frontline protection, and this is Attorney Shield is just that. It's a frontline protection from the minute you get into a police initiated interaction to protect yourself. And again, I agree with that. And that's something that we can use this platform. I want to use my platform. I'm sure Lackluster wants to use his platform, and we could try and, get some, accountability in law enforcement. And this will help that because there'll be video of the incident, because so many times, for whatever reason, no one wants to take video.
Yeah. A lot of people keep asking how long is the early bird sale. It was until December 16th, and we pushed it up to the 31st, December 31st.
So it's until December 31st, 50% off, right? Canada, David, not right now.
Yeah, we got to figure it out completely here first. Like, make sure it is buckled down here. Tight.
Right. We're not the United States government where things are still shitty over here and then going to try and fix everybody else.
Then we'll police the world.
Yeah. We need a on-site, hands-on person who avoids illegal stops and arrests. This individual is separate but above the police, and they have to listen to them. I mean,
sounds like more taxes to me.
More taxes. This person asked question: how do we know the lawyer will have no civil rights? I already answered that they will be trained. No, Gary County, huge fan. Subscribe now.
Finest. That's a no. Your membership starts when the app is released.
Yeah, so your membership starts. You sign up now. You get all the benefits of having the 50% off, but the membership doesn't officially start until the app is released, and you'll get an email with a link to download the app.
And we're gonna let you know too,
right?
Obviously,
right
on the channels if you're still watching.
Will the recording automatically be backed up to the cloud in the event the police somehow are able to get inside and delete the evidence? So the answer to that, there's two parts of this. Number one, yes, it's going to a secure server. It's going to the cloud. But number two, the police cannot get inside and delete the evidence because it's PIN protected. So they won't be able to stop the session with you and the attorney without entering your personal PIN. So that's one of Lack's favorite features, one of my favorite features of the app. It's stopping law enforcement from turning off your phone. I've had many of my phones turned off.
Well, the lawyers are coming from all over the place, and yes, I'm going to leave it at that. Yes, the lawyers will be vetted for your state.
I've been stopped several times for what this is a Sean, $10. I've been stopped several times for what I believe is no reason other than my skin color. This app help in police repercussions in the future. Big fan of what both you do. We appreciate your support, Sean. you know, that's an unfortunate situation, and we know that that happens. But you know, it definitely will help with accountability, because I mean, if he's pulling over for no reason, you know, over and over and over again, there's going to be documentation of that. You know, that's why Attorney Shield's so important, because it's going to remind each and every one of us to record police interactions, and it's going to safeguard that video. And it's going to, if your rights are violated, severely violated, and you know you want to be out there and you want to let the people know, even if you don't want to put your name out there, you just want to expose the officer, I will have no problem doing that for you. We can expose him, and then hopefully he can, you know, repercussions. So let's go. So many.
There are no non-participating states. It'll be all 50 and Puerto Rico, and I think maybe Guam.
Okay.
Don't quote me on it yet.
Will our information be secured from being turned over to law enforcement unless subpoenaed, unlike what Liberty Safe did? Again, not. Do you
Hey, yeah, absolutely. Yes. No. I mean, what would be what a slap in the face that would be if hey, here's this wonderful idea of an app where an attorney is going to represent you, and we're telling you, don't talk to the cops. Do not, no matter what anybody else tells you, unless it's your attorney, don't talk to these cops. If they came to us and said, hey, we would like a list of XYZ, and we just said sure, without a subpoena or some sort of like legal requirement for us to do that. And even then, depending on what you know, the facts of the case and whatnot, probably take that to court and fight it. No, we're not going to Liberty Safe you.
Dude doesn't know that I'm beyond end. Of course you would be.
You know, watch out too. This is unrelated, but Liberty Safe isn't the only one. Some of those like PIN codes for your front doors, yeah, they're giving out pins too for warrants.
Not good. Definitely not good. I'll read a couple more. I don't want to be here all night. But I'll read a couple more. There's just so many. This is a good question. Can I use family plans for my homeless clients? They're constantly being harassed by the police. First of all, that's very nice of you, and I'm sure you would be able to do that. You know, you'd be able to use your plan as you see fit and give it to whoever you'd want to give it to. So that's actually really a noble. And again, that's what we want here. We want homeless people, you know, people who are low income. Every single person in this country should have Attorney Shield on their phone, because it's just the law enforcement knowing that Attorney Shield's on your phone, just them knowing is going to fundamentally change the way policing is done in this country.
Yeah.
Free for the first 30 minutes. How much longer? How much after that? Love the concept. Thanks, Jacob. Mm-hmm. So Jacob, as Lack stated before, 30 minutes. The average traffic stop is 12 minutes. So if it's over 30 minutes, you can go ahead, Lack.
It goes up to $6.99 a minute. Hear me out. I know that's a pretty big jump. That's a kicker, but it's much less than having an attorney on retainer. Or if oh man, I get legal attacks left and right for various things, and my attorneys charge quite a bit more than $7 a minute. So yeah,
very true, very true. But again, the average traffic stop is 12 minutes, so you're more than double covered for an average traffic stop. And if it's more than an average traffic stop, then probably something more is going on there, and you're going to want to have an attorney there, and you want to want it to be recording throughout the entire traffic stop, the whole ordeal, because that becomes damages in your civil rights lawsuit.
Why are we not asking insurance companies for capital? Well, for one, they want a working model, but there have been talks with insurance companies, and the hopes is at some point that your auto insurance will just include this with your plan, like you know how they do roadside assistance and things like that. We think it would pair up perfectly.
Right. How can I sign up early? Love and sub to both of you. Power to the people. Power to the people. Yes. Attorney Shield. The links in the description of this video and in the pinned comment of this video if you want to sign up. Also, just attorneybutton.com. That's how you sign up. And again, less than $5 a month to protect yourself and your family. So many different features. If you want to, I highly suggest you go watch Lackluster's latest video That's also linked in the description.
Public Tour is asking if we can use a pin protected camera without having to call an attorney. I don't think so, and it probably won't happen in the first release, but I'm writing it down to see if we can get that implemented.
Right. That would be extremely useful. Thank you all for the super chats. I think we're almost about done here. Scrolling all the way down. Take a couple more. I would hate to just leave some people. A lot of them are repetitive questions though, but I'm super excited. I signed up already. Thanks. Appreciate that. If you don't have, this is a good one. If you don't have phone service, will it record them upload when you do? Will it record then upload when you do?
Not in the first release, no. Because if you don't have phone service, then it's probably not going to connect, and I don't know if it'll kick on the camera. I'm gonna have to ask development about that, but
right.
But yeah, I imagine if you don't have phone service at all, like if there's no data, then you're going to call in, right? And then you put your attorney on speakerphone. Now, if that doesn't work, there's just no phone service whatsoever. You can't even make a phone call. Then I imagine you'd at least want to use the phone's camera to record. But I don't know if you would do that through the app.
Will the attorney be able to hand off evidence to your local attorney of choice? Love what you're doing. Keep it up. So, Jonathan, every time you hit the Attorney Shield button, the lawyer comes on, and after that call, after that incident, the lawyer takes down notes, and there needs to be any follow up with any civil rights violations. Again, this application has so many different ways to be able to hold police officers accountable. We can get so much like a heat map data of where law enforcement officers are targeting people. Which law enforcement officers are having the most problems. We can bring that to the insurance companies of these law enforcement officers of these departments. We can, implement training. There's so much we can do. But any evidence that you have will be able to be handed over to your local attorney of choice.
Will it charge you when the cop goes to his cop car for 15 minutes? I mean, not if it's under the 30 minutes.
Right.
If you stay within the 30 minutes, it's not going to charge you anything.
And again, 12 minutes is the average traffic stop. Can you please explain more about calling an attorney? Is an attorney that we don't know on demand, or do we have our own attorney to sign up for this setup as well? So it's all of our attorneys that work for Attorney Shield. Mm-hmm. So the attorneys that when you hit the button on the app, so you just take your phone, hit the button, 30 seconds or less, you'll have an attorney, live attorney, and it'll be recording. So the attorney works for Attorney Shield. So no, you don't have to have your attorney sign up for it. And I'm sure that we can send all the information to your local attorney. And again, in the future, we want to be able to help you after the incident. Mm-hmm. I want an option to send my police encounter to real media auditors. Is there a compensation if it goes viral?
Hey, there you go. I like it.
I like where your head's at. But yeah, I mean, like, again, all of the videos, if you wanted to, again, you'll be on a Discord server with all of us. So it's like I said, it's more of a community where, it's something to protect you. It's a community. It's at the end of the day, your video going viral only helps to help your case go, to help your case go viral and to get some accountability for that law enforcement officer.
Six Oaks asked if it's per incident or cumulative. Like, did we sneak in some, like you have 3 10-minute stops and then your fourth one starts charging you $1? No, it's you get 30 minutes on every single time you push that button. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, 30 minutes every single time you hit the button. So it's great. Again, less than $5 a month. This is the Attorney Shield, the website right here. You can see these are the plans. So $28 for 6 months of the Freedom Plus, $23 if you're in college or student. Then the family is $75. So again, and it's $2 for each additional account after that. So if you have a big family, again, I'm signing up personally from the family protection plan right here. It's up to 8 accounts. So that's what I'll be doing as soon as I get off this live. Let's see. I'll take one more question. Might as well just go on till 1 hour now.
Yeah, and you have to understand too, like the traffic stop thing. I see a lot of people mentioning various things about the 30-minute threshold. And yes, that's a little scary, right? But if it's a situation that warrants an attorney speaking on your behalf, then why wouldn't you use it? If you feel like, hey, I need whatever situation this is to be resolved right here and right now, but I don't feel like I should be the one talking because I'm either too related to the case and I'm getting upset, I'm getting anxious, I'm scared, I'm defending myself and saying too much stuff. Like, why wouldn't you want to use the app and pay a little bit of money if it goes over 30 minutes to have somebody defend you and make this thing go smoothly so that you're not paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in the long end. I mean, specifically, somebody was talking about a CPS raid in their house or something like that. I don't know if you guys have ever done custody battles and paid lawyers, but they are not cheap. And the only cheap lawyers that you can find out there are like $1,000, and they'll do the whole case up to dismissal or custody agreement, whatever, mediation. But other than that, you're going to pay $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on the long end. I'd much rather have at least an option to be able to talk to an attorney face to face, or have an attorney talk to the cop face to face for 30 minutes on my behalf. And most of the incidents that I personally cover don't go over 30 minutes. And even if it's not a traffic stop, they just don't.
So just got an annual membership. Thanks for that. Is the app already available? I can't find it. So you must have missed it. So this is a pre-sale event. So that's why the prices are 50% off right now through December 31st. The app will launch. We're shooting for February of 2024. Again, we are Lackluster and I are coming to you guys to, we're excited about this company. We love being a part of this company, and we really think it's going to change everything. It's going to be huge, and we just need your support right now in the beginning, and we appreciate it. We really do. And for that support, you get access to the Discord server, our private Discord server. You get your 50% off all of the subscriptions. So it's definitely a time to sign up right now. Mm-hmm. We'll take
thank you. I see some genius ideas that I hadn't even thought of, but
write them down.
Like if somebody tries to like scam it a little bit and like, okay, 29 minutes, stop it and pull up a call again. I'm sure we'll have to work something out where that's not allowed. But
great idea to knock bad cops' egos. Just signed up for a year plan. Have you considered reaching out to local news stations to spread the word? Well, yeah, like I said, this is Lackluster and I's company, but we're not working alone. We have partners, and this is a legitimate company. We have development, marketing, and everything. So we definitely would love to reach out to the local media and even mainstream media to try and get this out there, but we will see how that works out. See here. I hope you guys don't get too rich. Keep making content. Congrats on this app. Shut up and take my money.
Nah, I think my I didn't even know I would be making content. This is not the direction I like envisioned my life going in, which is funny because anytime anybody ever said, "Hey, write down your 5-year plan. What's your 5-year plan?" Like I didn't think I'd be in the sticks of West Virginia making YouTube videos about bad cops. That was never on the agenda. Yeah, so
just signed up. This is a great idea. I'm excited for this to grow. Much love to you both. And that's really thank you, Stephen. And that's what this is really about, right? This is about is scale. We're trying to scale this thing to where, and that's how we can keep the prices affordable, right? Because we don't want to be charging $30 a month. Attorneys are expensive, and to have our own in-house attorney team and all the plans that we have moving forward, this is going to be an enormous task that we're taking on here. But I know that we can do it. And again, scaling this thing to where it's on every single person's phone, whether it's through a family plan or a student plan or the Freedom Plus plan, individual plan. We need this on everybody's phone because it is going to protect each and every one of you. This will become synonymous with traffic stops, attorney shield and traffic stops, and lawyers and law enforcement officers pulling up. They'll see your app with your attorney out, and they're going to be they're the egos, and they're not going to want to escalate. They're going to know it's going to go on Lackluster. This is going to change the game. Really, it's going to change the game. So I'm going to 5 more minutes here, so I'll take a couple more. Might as well just go to 59, almost an hour.
Yeah, let's do it. Can you
Hold on,
use it if you're stopped by Border Patrol? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, for sure. Any police initiated, any law enforcement initiated interaction, you can just hit the button.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's
matter
cool.
if it's a federal agency or not. Is it? I mean, if it's obviously if you're in Mexico police aren't going to give a
Right.
nothing. Yes, the lawyers are vetted and trained.
Yes, vetted and trained.
They're not only are they vetted, like, hey, okay, what's your bar card, what's your experience, all that kind of fun stuff. They're actually going to be going through a course specific to this app.
This is like AAA for police interactions.
Yeah.
That's Leroy True. Yeah, that's
yeah.
great.
And the nice thing too is like AAA will sometimes give you a referral, like, oh, your car broke down and it's just a tire. Well, why don't I just drive you over to Mike? He's the cheapest tire guy in town. You know, we plan on expanding it out like that in the future for civil rights violations. Well, hey, now we have this massive host of lawyers. We've got a guy for you. Or, you know, immigration. Well, we happen to have one for that too, and all sorts of stuff. Or if you're in a car accident, sometimes it's some states are different, where police have to respond to an accident if there's an injury. Sometimes if there's not an injury, so in those cases, use it. Let the lawyer deal with the cop there, and then we'll have some way to get you where you need to go after that accident, make you whole again, you know?
Right. Any family plans available? So right here is the family protection plan. It's covers up to 3 accounts, and then there is $2 for each additional account. This may help my teenage kids. I was thinking the same thing. I don't have teenage kids just yet, but will the video upload to the cloud and be accessible by emergency contact? So I believe that we're talking about not in the initial release, but somewhere down the line to where they can get a live video feed. And watch exactly what's happening, your emergency contact, when you get pulled over. Say my son gets pulled over, he hits the button. Not only, I'll get a video feed and the geolocation to everything that they're doing. So how do you sign up, Marty? Right here at attorneybutton.com, or click the link in the description of this video or the pinned comment, or Lackluster's video before this one. He did an amazing job explaining everything, way better than I could ever do. That's why I'm happy he's my partner in this. So and you could just sign up right there. And
no fees when you hit the button. Hitting the button is free.
Yeah, hitting the button is
it's part of your membership. That 30
part of your membership
is included. Yeah.
Can't wait to use this app. I'm a truck driver and I've been in several interactions, including at least 30 coalitions, of which I've never been cited because of dash cams. Right. Dash cam, super important. And we've been talking about it, and I want to, it was Lackluster's idea first, but I want to get in on it. I'll make whatever calls and whatever we need to do to get an affordable dash cam for everybody. Because that's key too. This and a dash cam, and you're fully protected. Are you concerned that there won't be enough attorneys available at any given time to service everyone once this goes nationwide? So no, I'm not concerned about that, because that's our job, right? Our job is to make sure that doesn't happen. So, and we have very competent people working for Attorney Shield and working for our company. So I'm confident that won't be an issue.
Yeah, aside from hiring individual attorneys, we're also taking on firms. So not just taking on like 1 or 2 when they're looking for work or something, but actually signing with law firms, so we get their whole staff. All
right, guys. So do you have any other questions, Lackluster, you want to get to? Because I don't want to go too much into this, but we, obviously we're not going anywhere. I'll be in the comment section taking a bunch of questions. And if you have anything else you want to say?
I am solid. I've gotten a lot out of this. So, and I love it. I thought it was. So thank you guys. Maybe if you guys want, let us know. I'm sure there's going to be a billion more questions in my email, and I will try to respond to as many of them as I can. But if you guys want us to do this again, to ask more questions, if you're still unsure, let us know in the comment section, and
let us know. Right? If we want to, maybe even until launch, we can do a bi-weekly live stream or something like that, where we can answer some more questions, we can give you guys updates. There's I want your input, right? We want your input. We want your input on what, even if it's not in the initial release, in a future release, this is, like I said, you're going to be part of a Discord server. You're going to be part of, our community, and we're going to try and, our best to eradicate tyrants and corruption and, bad policing everywhere throughout this entire country. So, we appreciate the ideas. We appreciate the comments, the questions. If there's any questions I didn't get to, I'll do my best to answer them in the comment section. If you want us to go live again, let us know. But I think that's it, guys. So again, go to attorneybutton.com. The link's in the description below and the pinned comment. Also, go check out Lackluster's latest video where he did an amazing job going over everything. So I guess that's it. So until then, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next one. Long Island Audit. Peace.
And likewise.